guys, Larissa with Becozi.net is here. Becozi.net and Becozi.com is an American website with the biggest collection of chunky yarn for hand knitting. Today I'm using our sparkly Chenille yarn, and because it's the time is getting closer to Christmas, I'm using these Christmas colors. Our sparkly red with sparkly red, sparkly green, and sparkly white. And we have sparkly white with silver sparkles, which I'm using today. We also have sparkly white with white sparkles. So here we are, three beautiful colors for the upcoming Christmas, and we are making this gorgeous blanket and using Entarsia method, guys. Okay, we are knitting this beautiful border around and red and white in the middle. Look at this beauty. Let me show you like that. A small blanket, 30 by 40. Just an example. I will put a link underneath to show you, to tell you how much yarn you will need for a bigger blanket. And for this blanket, for a bigger one, it will be all underneath. Again, this yarn is available at Becozi.net and Becozi.com. Go get some yarn and let's get started. Okay, guys, let's get started. So we will be starting with this gorgeous green color, and this is our green with sparkles. So that's what we will be using first. And because we're making a small blanket, we will be casting on 20 stitches. Place the yarn in front of you like that. This is the tail, this is working yarn. Working yarn goes on the top of the tail like that, and you insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out as a first stitch. This is our first stitch. You see that it's very big. Pull working yarn down and make it about a little bit over 1 inch high. So what are we doing now? We will be, as I said, casting on 20 stitches for a small lapse row. Insert your fingers, grab working yarn, pull it out. We just made second stitch. If you can see, I made it the same size. So keep making the chain. You press in the stitch that you just made, insert in your hand, grab working yarn, and pull it out. And this way, continue until you have 20 stitches, guys. 20 stitches will give you the width of the blanket of 30 inches. 20 stitches, 30 inches. For a 40 inches wide blanket, you will need to cast on 25 stitches. So here we are casting on. If you can see, I'm trying to make all stitches about the same time because that will look beautiful on the finished product. So let's count our stitches. I'm counting on these bumps on the top. This is the top part of the stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Okay. So we have 20 stitches, guys. What I'm doing now, I am now switching or turning this on another side. And now I will be knitting this side. Why I am flipping it on another side? Because this chain will be on the bottom of the blanket if we do it this way. So here we are, this is our first stitch, and we can knit it from the underneath like that, grabbing working yarn and pulling it out. Or another way, you can just skip it. It just sitting here, and we are knitting next stitch. But to make it easier for you, especially those who just starting, we will knit it. So I will insert my fingers, grab working yarn, and pull it out. So this is our first stitch. So now the knitting will go up. Now we will be using the middle part of the stitch, not the top, not the bottom, middle part. So here we are. See, we are kind of spreading it out. We're finding the middle part. We are lifting it, inserting our finger, grabbing working yarn and pulling it through that middle part of the stitch. Let's do it to the next one. Try to make them of the same size over here. Top, bottom, middle part. So, middle part, insert your fingers, grab working yarn, pull it out. Try to make stitches of the same height. Now, we are pulling out our first row. I practically never start a pattern in this cast-on chain. First of all, because it's not easy, it's hard. And for me, this bottom chain on the blanket is more important. So that's why I am making the pull out first row first. And then I always start my pattern from the left to the right. So here we are, almost done. If you can see, I'm trying to make all stitches of the same size. So when we're done here with the first row, here we are starting our next row, guys, okay? So for the next row, we will be purling our stitch. For purling, the working yarn goes from on the back to up front, like that. And we actually are skipping first stitch because I never need first stitch, so we're skipping it here. Working yarn goes on the top, and you're taking the stitch and pushing this yarn through, like that. See, we just made purl stitch. The difference between purled and knitted stitch is knitted stitch looks like a chain, purled has this bump on the top. So now the whole row will be purled stitches. Why are we doing this, guys? Because we are trying to create this beautiful border around the blanket that you saw at the beginning of the video when I showed you the finished blanket. Okay, so simply take the yarn and push it through the stitch. And keep doing it until you're done with all your stitches. So again, we will be skipping the first stitch, but we are knitting it when it's last. So make sure that you are knitting it. See, not purling. These stitches on the side that I will be knitting on this side and on this side. This one and this one will be knitted in order to create a beautiful chain on both sides. It will have that beautiful finished look. Okay, so we just kneaded it and now we're skipping it. So it's just sitting here nicely. Now we are knitting the next row. Okay, this is called stockinette stitch, stockinette pattern. When you're knitting one row and you are purling the other row, we will do it for 4 rows, not counting the cast on. So we had 1, 2, this is our row number 3. And then we will make one more row to create this beautiful border. Okay, so here we are. Again, last stitch, this were knitted, so we are knitting this last stitch. So we are making one more row of the stockinette pattern, stockinette stitch. So it was pulled out first row, then purled, knitted. Now we're doing purl again. Okay, so first stitch is sitting here, and we're taking the stitch and pushing yarn through. So as you can see already, we're having this beautiful border, and this beautiful border will be around the whole blanket. And as I said, this blanket is small lap throw, 30 by 50. For the medium size row, 40 by 60, you will need 7 skeins of yarn, and you will need to start with 25 stitches. And here we are. our last stitch, we are knitting it, guys, okay? Knit this stitch. So what are we doing now? We are now incorporating our other colors. And we will be knitting in Entarsia method, okay? So what we'll be doing, we'll have green on both sides, here, and red and white in the middle. So the second skein will be sitting here because we will be using it on this side. I can prepare the edge, the end of it. Okay. Okay, so now we purled here. So next 3 stitches, let's see, 4 stitches. So this is first stitch. Next 3 stitches we will be knitting. Okay, knit, knit, knit. Now we are incorporating our red color first. This is our beautiful sparkly red, perfect for Christmas. Here we go. And instead of burning and cutting and connecting, we are simply connecting this yarn to the green with, in this case, with a knot. We are simply attaching the yarn. See, it's around the green. And then I'm making a simple knot. Then when the blanket is done, I will weave in the end. But for now, it will be on the back over here. So what are we doing now? I am having the red skein in front of me. See, I have all 3 skeins, green, red, and green. And I am twisting it. This is Entarsia method. I'm taking the skein and I am putting it underneath the green and back in the middle. And what it does here, it twist the yarn, and this is called Entarsia method. Instead of cutting it, we just connected it. And now this is the row is knitted, and actually in the middle we will be knitting all rows, guys. We will be having simple knitting pattern in the middle, and we will keep having our stockinette pattern on the sides. So that will give us that gorgeous blanket that you saw at the beginning. So here we are, we have our last 4 stitches, and here we are doing the same. We're taking our green color, we're putting it underneath the red, making a knot to attach it. This is only the beginning. Then we will be just simply twisting it every row, okay? Here we are, like that. So now take the green skein, go underneath the red, and place it back where it should be. And this is the tail goes on the back. We will weave it in. See, we twisted or made crisscross, call it whatever. It's Entarsia method, and we are now knitting our green. Knit, 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 and knit the last. Don't forget this last stitch is sitting here, okay? So now we will be purling the next row, okay? And I will actually put the marker to remember that this row is purled, because sometimes when you're knitting one row and purl another, it's easy to forget. So first stitch is staying here. See, the chain is already forming, and now we're purling these 3 guys. 3 stitches are purled, which creates this beautiful pattern on a side. Now we are going back to the red color. What are we doing? We're taking the yarn, going underneath and putting it back, and this way we just twisted the yarn and we can go back into knitting our red here. Remember I told you we're always knitting all stitches in the middle for this pattern, and we are keeping stockinette pattern on both sides. So here we are. We will be knitting red, and we're approaching our connection side. Here we are. What we're doing again, take the yarn, go underneath the yarn on the right, and that's how you crisscrossed, twisted it, and then pull it closer to the stitch. Remember, we are purling this stitch now, and we are purling 3 stitches and knitting 1. Here we are. So that would, now this gonna be knitted. Remember, 1 knit, 1 purl. We are creating this beautiful border, and that's why we are keeping this stockinette pattern here. Okay, here we are. Again, twisting, making Entarsia method, going underneath and out, and then pull it, that stitches would be close to each other. See that you wouldn't see the connection side, and then make the red. I will show you one more time when I'm switching from red to green, and then I will be just keep knitting, and I will come back when it's time to connect white. Okay, and you will see how beautiful this pattern coming out. Here we are. Take the yarn, go underneath and out, and now pull that the stitches would be close to each other, and we are knitting this row, these 3 stitches, so not the row, and we're knitting the last one, knitting the last. Okay, so that's our pattern, guys. So I will keep doing it this way until I'm used all the red color, and then I will come back and I will show you what to do next. Just make sure to do the knit purl rows on the side, because that will be our pattern. I'll be back. Okay, guys, so look at this beauty. See how, I don't know if you can see how sparkly it is. It's very sparkly and cute. So I use half skein of my red color, and I decided I want to add white, because if I will use the whole skein, it will be like a huge piece of red and white, and I want it kind of a little bit on the stripy side. So what I will do, I will cut the red close. I'll put it away, close to the knot. Now I will, and I will connect this white to the red. Okay, so what I will do, I will use my lighter. I'm starting burning the left side, then I'm taking the yarn and I'm attaching it to each other like that. Then hold it for a little bit and then rub it to connect. Don't rub it right away because it's so hot you can burn yourself. Okay, and then pull to make sure that you connected it nicely. So now the white skein will go in the middle instead of the red one. And now we need to twist it with the green. So we are placing it up front, twisting it, going underneath, and then just pull. So by the way, that is how it looks on the back. And I think I missed a little piece, but I will weave it in like that, and then I will show you how to weave it in. So here it is. So push, push, pull, pull. That stitches would be close to each other, that you wouldn't see connection here. And now we will be knitting our white. See, that is a simple knitting stitch in the middle. So we had like 8 rows of red, and now we will have 8 rows of white, and then we will switch again, and this will give us beautiful red, white in the middle. So green goes underneath and out. We twisting the yarn here, pull it close to each other, and then this is easy to remember, guys. When we're knitting this way, we're always knitting green. When we're going from the left to the right, we are always purling these 3 stitches. And we're still purling this side. See how beautiful it looks on the side with this chain when we're skipping the first stitch. So skip the first stitch, we just knitted it. And now we are purling, because we're purling this green part every time we are going to the left. 1, 2, 3. Take a green color, go underneath white, and then put it back. Now, pull white to connect these 2 between each other, that you wouldn't see a connection. And now knit our beautiful sparkly white. So we have this white I'm using is white with silver sparkles. We also have white with white sparkles, guys. It's very, very popular. It's kind of like you're holding snow in your hand. You don't really see that sparkle, but it's still shining, and it literally, like I said, literally holding snow in your hand. Okay, here we are. We're doing it again. There's going underneath the green and out, and then pull, 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 connect, not to see connection, and green to the left, we are purling. Okay, so that's what I will be doing, guys. I will be alternating 8 rows of red with 8 rows of white until I am done with all colors. And I will keep stocking that pattern on both sides. You see how beautiful it looks already. And then when I'm done, I will come back and I will show you how to finish this beautiful blanket. Okay, guys, so we are done with our alternating colors. Here we are. Look at this beauty. Red, white, red, white, red. And now we are moving to make this green color edge, the same as on the bottom. So as you can see, I keep knitting the Entarsia method. I am knitting and purling every other row. So now, because we need to switch, I will cut the red. Red is done. And I will connect this green color from over here, from this side, okay? I will cut it here, and I will... No, that's not right. Sorry. So this is our red end, and we don't need it anymore. So what I will do, I will take a lighter, I will lighten it up, and then I will connect it to the red part like that. And that's how you hide the stitch. Another way to do it, guys, is to weave it in to make a knot. But this, I found a very easy way to connect it, okay? So now we are purling this row, so we are knitting this row, because if we will purl this row, we will have this green coming out, and we don't need it. We need a beautiful connection, so we will knit this row, and then when we're on the next row where the red was, we will go to the same pattern that we have on both sides of the green. So here we are, our beautiful green sparkly. We're actually knitting here too. Knit, 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 knit. So next row, a little bit of green left here. Next row, we are continue. So we knitted. So next row, we are purling. And we will be purling this row 2 because we are creating the same edge as we have on the bottom. Okay, remember we had 4 rows on the bottom, 2 rows knitted, 2 rows purled, and then we had a cast on chain. In this case, we will have 2 rows knitted, 2 rows purled, and we will have a cast off chain. Okay, so I will keep knitting this. This was our considered first row because we don't see the first row that we connected with knitted pattern. And then I will come back and I will show you how to finish it. But remember, this row was knitted, so next row, I'm sorry, this row was purled. See this purl stitches. So next row is knitted. We are alternating knitted and purled stitch, stockinette stitch, stockinette pattern when we're knitting everything green on this blanket. So here you see already how beautiful it looks. So it will take me a few more minutes to finish it and I will be back. Okay guys, we are back and we are done with our 4 rows, 2 purled and 2 knit, and now we are casting off. So for casting off, this is our first stitch. I am knitting it. And then I'm inserting my fingers or my hand inside, adding second stitch, and then I'm knitting 2 together. Keep your hand inside, add another stitch, knit 2 together. And now we will be knitting 2 together, finishing it up, casting off, creating this beautiful chain on the top. And we see, I lost 1 stitch here, so make sure you're not losing any stitches. So look on the back, and if you lost a stitch, then go back and catch it before you are done with the whole cast off chain. Okay, so here we are. And if you can see, we have this beautiful chain and we have beautiful border of the green in the stockinette pattern, the same as on the bottom. So here we are. And then I will show you how to weave in the ends. We have a few ends on the top and on the bottom. Here we are. 1 more row, 1 more stitch, and this is our last stitch, so 2 stitches together. Cut the yarn. I will burn it to prevent unraveling. Tail goes inside the last stitch and then pull, and this is how you finished your blanket. Now this yarn goes underneath this beautiful chain, in and out, in and out, and then goes on the back. And then the same way I did it before, guys, it's easy way to tuck in your yarn, burn it, and then connect it to any stitch on the back. Press it, wait until it's cooled down. Here we are. You don't see where it is. This is how we weaved in our end. So this is the back of the blanket. See, we have this end here of the green color. The same way, start burning and then attach it to any stitch. Don't burn yourself when you're doing it, like that. See, it's all done. This is the back of the blanket, beautiful blanket. Small blanket, but this is just because I'm showing you the pattern. Here is the end on the bottom, the same way it goes on the back, underneath the chain, then hiding, tucking it in, and when you have a tail, start burning the tail and then attach the tail to any stitch, like that. Here we are. And another, and over here I missed like a stitch. So what are you doing when you're missing the stitch? I am making a knot. I cut it in the middle. I make a knot, tighten it up, then cut the tails close to the knot, and you will not even see it here. And then we have this tail of the red. The same way, guys, tuck it in, then burn and connect it to any, again, careful, don't burn yourself, to any stitch. Here we are. Our blanket is ready. It's beautiful on the back too, unusual, but beautiful. Here it is. The sparkly yarn available only at Becozi.net, especially in these beautiful colors. So go to Becozi.net, get this yarn, make this gorgeous blanket, and when posting on social media, please tag Becozi. Stay warm and Becozi. Hey guys, Larissa with Becozi.net is here. So I would like to remind you about my hand knitting book. This book was published in September 2021, and this book is all about hand knitting, how it was born, what yarn to use, and 12 amazing beautiful patterns. And this is the only book on the craft market, on the book market, giving you all the information every step on the way for hand knitting. It's a lot of fun. It's a very nice book. We're selling it on Amazon and on Becozi website, and we have almost 5-star reviews on Amazon. Everybody loves this book. And here is me on the back, and this book is available. And good news, second book is coming soon, so go check this out.